What up, Joel?
Hi, I'm
How
Joel.
you doing?
So,
Oh yeah, tired.
Yeah,
all right. Greetings, readers and travelers. Welcome to another episode of Chattin Stats. My name is Richie Stevens, and joining me, as always, is my best friend and co-host in the entire world. It can't be the Chattin without the stats, and that is Joel Harvey. Joel, how we doing tonight?
that's me. I'm I'm fucking tired, dude. I've almost been up for 24 hours now.
Well,
So
that's
yeah.
your own damn fault.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I work third, so I was up last night and then it was my day off today. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna stay up. And
What did I tell you when I called you earlier to remind you we had the episode tonight? I said you
yeah,
should probably take a nap.
yeah. And I just decided to disregard that.
As always. Well, it's a fun episode tonight. We're excited because joining us is a very special guest. This is the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Luke Daniels. Luke,
Thank you for that.
how are you doing tonight?
Hello. I'm pretty good. I'm early. I go to bed early, so I may not have kept up with the 24 hours like you, because that's. I think if I did that, I'd probably have to go to the hospital. But I get why you would do it if it's your day off. Like, why not maximize your entire day off? Sleep later. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. So I think the logic is sound. But I'm happy
I
to be here.
normally
Thanks for
go
having
like
me.
off and on where I'll like sleep all day one day and then the next day I'll just try and stay up for as much as I can.
Off and on, you do that almost every week, and you've been doing it since we
Yeah, it's like
graduated from
every
high school.
day.
So,
But
I mean, Joel, come on.
it works for me. So
I mean, yeah, it does. I just never know when you're asleep and when you're awake. So I always am like, okay, I'm going to call Joel and I'm rolling the dice at this point. It's either a 50-50 shot. He's either awake or he's passed out and I'm going to yelled at. So, but
I just
we're not
it's
here to talk
amazing
about.
you still call people. That's impressive.
I, so I'm on the spectrum and texting, I don't really care for because have a hard time reading people as it is. So I
Hmm.
never know if someone's mad at me.
Hmm.
So like I can hear it in the tone of voice a little bit easier. So I'm
Yeah.
just used to calling, but also I drive a lot because I work an hour away from home. So
Gotcha. Is
I'm
that where you
always
do
in the
most of your
car.
listening when you're in the car? I mean, that's
I'm
a good time.
I'm mostly listening because I have my headphones in 95% of the time. It doesn't matter what the time of day is. It's if I'm in the middle of something, I'm always listening. So
Same.
yeah.
I mean, but you do it also for your job, and I'm starting to do that. I didn't set up my booth setup today, but I am going to be recording after this episode, so I need to probably
Nice.
set that up. I just didn't have time. I got off work late. Anyways, we're here to talk about some of your work.
Oh
First
boy.
and foremost, I want to give a shout out because it was announced from the Legion Publishing team over this past week that you are doing a new series from Ryan DeBruin.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard about
Uh, I love that guy. I mean, he is not just a great author, but he's genuinely a cool dude. So yeah, good call on that. Nice.
Oh, we love Ryan, and
Yeah.
Ryan is probably our number one hype person. Anytime that he's in a live or anything, and he would see my name or Joel's name pop up, he would just go, "Oh, that's Richie and Joel. You guys, they do a show. You should go follow them." And I'm like, Ryan, we love you, but you have to stop that sometimes because people are going to think we're paying you. We don't want to violate any of the group rules.
He's like, maybe you should be paying me. Yeah, yeah.
it. Yeah.
We buy his books. That's payment. I mean,
Well, he's a good
we're
guy, so I'm super excited to be on his new series. We've done some before, but his new one, I'm partway through it actually. I'm not going to say anything, but I do have dirt. I have lots of dirt,
well, I
but
want to. Oh, Persephone, no, sweetie.
Yeah, you did Ether Collapse, right?
that's
Yep.
right. Good
Oh,
call.
Yeah.
good. Equalize. It's one of my
Hmm.
favorites. That's I think between that and Red Mage are what really got me in my post-apocalyptic like kind of kick because those
Yeah.
were some of the early ones for lit RPG when it came to the apocalypse setting. So I love them. They're fantastic, and you do both of those. So shout out
He's
to
got
Brian
great.
DeBruin
Yeah, his
and
his
Xander.
character stuff is good. shout out Ryan. His character stuff is super good. Like I can see it. And in the new one, some of the world building feels some of the most authentic that I've had in a lot of these series. So I can say that it feels very grounded in reality, even though what we're talking about is extra reality stuff. But he does a good job of making it feel very accessible in that way. So I'm excited for that.
And we should probably say the title is Advent of Ascension. I don't think we
Mhm.
mentioned that that's what the title is. But Legion did announce it that Ryan DeBruin has joined the Legion family, which we can't be any more
Like,
happier for because we love the Legion publishers over there
Good.
and they do an amazing job. They've been some of our biggest supporters for the show, and with the work they did with Lit RPG Con, we owe them a lot. They are fantastic people, and just shout out to Chrissy, Jez, and Geneva. They are amazing, and all the authors and narrators they have are just fantastic. I don't think there's
no,
a bad book they've put out. So, yeah. Now, Luke, you have been doing lit RPG books since what, 2016, 2017, if I remember
I think
correctly?
probably since they weren't called lit lit RPG books, like I remember early on, you're pretty spot on with your timing. I would say probably agree to that area. But it was a surprise when they started to come, and they came pretty like hot and heavy. It wasn't like a slow burn of now you're doing a lot more of these. It was like, oh, now there's this thing. I feel like it caught on quickly, the genre itself. But yeah, no, I've been doing it for a while, and I've been lucky to do a bunch of different kinds of series with like great authors. And also, I don't even know all the different varieties like isekai or just all the names for it. So to me, it's all just kind of under this banner of lit RPG. But I've done a bunch of the different kinds, which I like is that there's a lot of variety within that umbrella. And
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I've been lucky to do a bunch for about yeah, we're working up to 10 years maybe. So let's call it that, just because
Well,
round numbers are
we're going to
fun.
say 10 just to be safe.
There you
But I
go,
mean, they're,
stats.
yeah, we're just for the stats sake of everything.
Cheers. I like that.
So, one of my personal favorites is one of your more recent ones, which is All the Skills by
Hmm.
Honore.
Hmm.
That one is, without going into spoiler territory, a deck builder lit RPG that has another subgenre it falls into you learn later throughout the series.
Right. That's not giving
And
anything away. It's just saying there's some good stuff to come.
oh, there's some fantastic stuff and a plot twist I didn't see coming.
Hmm.
Like when with the reveal of that, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This oh, okay. And
yeah.
I remember just sitting there, I'm like, how did they get away with this and we didn't notice?
Right. Well,
I don't know what you're referring to, but I know.
I'll put it in the private chat, Joel, so you can see it.
I definitely think that because the overall umbrella genre of lit RPG is relatively newer, there's less rules and regulations. So I think that authors sometimes can experiment in that way where they try something new like that. And I think that's what's cool about something um, that's open in that way, the open to interpretation or whatever the author's intent is.
Yeah,
It was one of those where it threw me off because I was expecting it just to be a deck builder fantasy series for almost the entire series, like with a little like mild cultivation in there.
Hmm.
And it took that left turn, and I went, "Oh, okay, I like this. I can deal with this." And we
I
get
felt
that
like there was
reveal,
a
and
hint. I think there's a hint in the first book a little bit because I feel like the first book, if I'm remembering right, it's been a few years, but it kind of went one direction and then I feel like I remember it doing a little bit of a shift in the first book as well. It
kind
felt
of,
like one thing for a while and then I was like, oh, this is about that. It like almost deepened a bit. Yeah.
and
Maybe that's her style.
I think you're right. Like, especially with the way they talk about like the gorge and like the blight and everything of like what this disease is like spreading and how they're fighting it. It
Right.
almost kind of foreshadows that twist. So, I mean, I'll have to go back and re-listen to it. Just like now
Apparently,
now
I'm
that I
not caught
know.
up.
What's that, Joel?
I said, apparently, I'm not caught up.
This
Well,
reveal's done
there's
in
been a
book
few. I mean,
4.
what is it? 5, 4? Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
few of
Four.
them.
we have
Even
book
I
4 and
don't
5.
keep up.
I think
It's
I've read book
impossible.
4. I don't remember that happening. If that makes sense.
I'll
Yeah.
go into detail after we end the live because I don't want to spoil it for
That's fine.
people who haven't caught up yet.
No,
But
but I love how they did the card magic and that how it's like tied to like their dragons and it just world building aspects on top of world building aspects and it just does really good things for the world.
I like the shards, like that you have to have so many shards to like level up because
Yes.
it feels like you're collecting those pieces in an MMO at times where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you need this much to progress to the or to be able to craft a card. Like
Yeah, I think
it's got a little bit of everything.
the shard is like a good visual image of these routine power-ups or routine, like putting something together like a puzzle almost. So I think it marries well with a novel and its plot being revealed. It's kind of like you're putting the picture together or like the puzzle together, but then it's mirrored by the actual card shards being put together and what do they turn into. So it's yeah, I mean, it's pretty deep for one of these books, and I think Honore has done a really good job of um, just surprising me every time I do a new one of her. I'm surprised. So that's a rare quality in an author.
I'm really excited for book 6. I can't wait to figure out where they're going to take the series next because it feels like it's only going up a
Mhm.
batshit crazy hill at this point,
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
we're gonna hit that climax at some point,
Right.
and then it's gonna drop for a little bit, and then it's gonna pick right back up.
Yeah, and what will come after that? I think that's
Yeah.
where the wanting to know what happens next. That's any good story is going to leave you with that feeling of I want to know what happens next. So that is a series that's done that really well.
So I have a question for you as a narrator, and this isn't one I don't think I've ever asked this before. But when you have longer series, so let's
Hmm.
look at, the Completionist Chronicles,
Hmm.
or we can go with Honore's, all the skills. I'm trying to think of
Hmm.
other series you've done that are like longer and have
Well,
had like multiple
yeah,
arcs.
a lot of Kevin
Um,
Hearn and Richard
Iron
Fox's in
Druid.
the sci-fi, Iron Druid, yeah, and then spin-offs and
Mhm.
novellas and prequels and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So when you have your first like big arc end, so let's say, we're looking at the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You
Right.
have the first films leading up to
Hmm.
the Avengers,
Mhm.
that big climactic moment, like, hey, cool, we're fighting the Shatari, we defeated Loki. Spoilers for anyone who's not seen the Avengers, that
That's pretty
movie's been out
sad.
for,
Yeah.
15
Yeah.
years at this point. When you get that, do you want the next book to immediately pick up, or do you like it when the author kind of takes a break? You have like what you would call like the filler episode in an anime,
Hmm.
and like take a break, let the characters like get to kind of like soak in everything that's happened, kind of try to get back to a normal routine, and then the next thing happens.
Yeah, I think it looks in my mind like a bunch of parabolic arcs, right? And they're all
Hmm.
kind of covering each other. And you start with like the big one, the main one of what you said of like the arc of our character first has this, and we want to end up where he's this way. And then within that are all those other arcs. So it's nice when there is some resolution to some of those arcs and then presentation of new arcs and then story building on the overall arcs that will cover from maybe the 15 books versus every 3 books. And really good authors are able to kind of do that. Kevin Hearn for the Iron Druid did that. There was like 3 books and a 3 book arc, and then there was another 3 book arc, another one, but within that was a big overarching arc for all 12 or 9. So I think that's part of the magic of what these people can do with these universes, and really well done, that just kind of like reveals more and more. So yeah, if I finish something, it's nice to see when they come back, almost not to square one, but kind of ground you again, and what were you were originally on for, what you liked about it, kind of bringing it back home a little before you take up the mantle of the new journey, whatever that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's definitely part of the process, I think.
I think it just like it helps with that flowing because it's not always going from one bad guy to the other. Because I feel like sometimes when authors do that, it kind of negates and neglects how the big bad was supposed to feel. Like you
Hmm.
can't go from, you know, if you went from like Thanos to Doctor Doom to Galactus, like back to back to back to back,
You're right.
it really
Well,
loses
it
the
leaves nowhere to
charm.
go. You have to
Yeah.
build and then leave, but also leave somewhere for you to go. You can't have, the world-ending space beam come in chapter one. That's got to come in at the end
Yeah.
if you're going to use
It's
that.
like, cool. They just defeated the big bad. Let's go like hunt some bandits and do some bounties for a little bit. Like, let's just kind of like get back to the little feel
Side
of
questy. I think it
yeah.
reveals a lot of how the actual genre is, where we enjoy the main quest, but really, isn't it always about the side quest? That's the meat and
It's
potatoes.
it's the journey that gets us to from point A to point B that I really
Yep,
want to know. Like, I want to see the development from the characters. I want to see their relationships build with not only their party, but if they have any person like loved ones
yeah,
that they've started to build. I like the romance subplots. I'm a sucker for
sure.
them. I
Done
want my
well,
main
why
character to
not?
be happy.
Right. There's a
So
reason why we like having that. And it also is, it's human. I mean, if you're going to write a book about humans, humans fall in love. So you're kind of, you know, cutting your feet off if you say, well, no, that doesn't happen in my universe. It's like, well, okay.
right. And I think it builds too, like so like that way if there is a loss of one of the party members, like it hits a lot harder than oh hey they just died. No,
And I think it's
I want
important to have them lose some things. Like,
mhm.
again, that's what the author is doing to surprise you versus subverting expectations. You think that so and so is going to be lost, but then someone else is. But you have to have that. You're right. You need to have some sort of give and take.
All right. Joel, let's throw it
Yeah.
over to you. I'll let
Yeah.
you ask the next one.
Well, I mean, I was gonna speak on what we were talking about.
Oh, go ahead.
Go for it, dude.
Um, yeah, I mean, I have been reading a lot of cultivation series, and it seems like the progression of like every time you like go into a new book of the series, they're like long running series, but it starts out, they'll do like a recap, and then it's like, all right, training or like recovery from the last battle. Then they might do like a training montage, go do some like easy dungeons or something, and then like some big battle come out of it like nowhere. And that seems to be
Yeah.
like the uh I guess trope ish of like what I've been seeing a lot of in the genre.
The
Other than the
crashing baddie is very, very true. That rings true. The all of a sudden, wait, what's happening? And all of a sudden,
yeah,
there's a big thing happening. Yeah.
there was something else I was gonna say, but I can't really remember. It was something on what Richie was talking about.
Well,
I
here,
don't know. Yeah,
I can ask the next one if you want to think on it for a second, and then just interrupt me when you're ready.
go ahead.
Okay. So Luke, with the evolution of lit RPG from the time you started narrating it to now, like there's game lit RPG, and then there's the subsections where you have like the isekai, you have the deck builders, the
Hmm.
VR MMORPGs versus post apocalyptic, all that
Hmm.
stuff. When narrating, like, is there a preferred like setting you like over the other? Like, do you prefer like that fantasy setting where they're in game or like in an actual world? Like,
I think
where
it's all part of the whole. Like, what I like about it is always, my answer is always, I like uh, variety, variation. I like things. So to me, the appeal is that there are so many different ways. So if I get a book, I can go, oh, this is in the same umbrella, but not the same as the last one I did. So then I'm
Right.
interested because I get a little bit of that variety. I definitely always enjoy animal familiars. How about that for a common trope that I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
as a voice actor, those are always really fun to do. So when there's something like with Honore and the dragons and how they talk, or in Completionist, there's some. I just finished the new one, and I almost said something, but I can't. There's some fun stuff like that. So yeah, I
Oh
think
no,
there.
no,
Oh,
no.
and
You can tell
yeah,
us. You can tell us. We
no,
we
no,
won't tell
no,
Dakota. All
no.
right,
It's for
Dakota.
the
It's
brand
just
new one. I just finished it yesterday. It was good.
it's just bringing to mind like Brixaby and
Hmm.
like
Amaranth,
Hmm.
yeah,
Azoth.
Amaranth. Yeah.
Azoth. Yeah.
Azoth is my
Just
boy.
that really deep,
He is my
like
favorite.
gravelly. Yeah.
Those are fun to do. They're a lot of fun. So, and they give you they let your imagination run wild a little bit of what would it sound like? Do you subvert expectations by making it not sound like what you think it will?
Hmm.
It's fun to play in that world.
There's one series that you did where you had the system sound like that. Like
Completionist, the system is very like announcer. The system is because
yeah, no,
it's
what's it?
Tatum is kind
Was
of
it
that
God's
way.
Eye? I think it was God's Eye.
That might be, yeah.
Yeah,
I
where
have
you,
to. I have to
it
run
had like
through.
Azoth's voice, but for the system. You know, he
Yes, I remember. Yes, you're right. No, good call. I remember that. I don't know if Aileron wanted that or I chose that. I think I probably chose that. But it's sometimes a choice just to distinguish the stats in a way that
did.
gives the system itself a personality. Look, there it is. Beautiful
For,
I
for
mean,
those
cover.
I
for those wondering, God's Eye by Aileron Kung out now.
Gorgeous cover. Yeah.
Oh, I love this
yeah.
book.
Hold it up again. It's like it looks like there's almost I've never seen it, but there's a skull. It looks like a skull from far away. It looks like the eye and nose of a skull. That's so interesting. I'd never
Well,
noticed
it
that
is an
before.
eye, but
Is it? Okay, but there's
yeah,
also like something else in there. Yeah, that's a great cover.
there's
Good
like
old
a kind
Al.
of like a star in the actual pupil
Mm-hmm.
itself, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's the lion, the eagle bears on the front.
Hmm.
Uh, his cover's
I
just
haven't like actually
gorgeous.
looked really deep at that cover,
Oh, I
but
love it. It's one of my.
yeah,
I think it's probably one of my favorite covers that Aileron's done, and I have all
It's
of his
very
books sitting on
striking.
my shelf. So
Yeah. Pretty cool
Aileron's one of my.
guy.
I love
He's one of
God's
my
Eye.
favorite authors, and
Really cool guy.
he's very down to earth. And I got to spend breakfast with him at Lit RPG Con. We both got into the elevator at the same time. He's like, "You want to grab a cup of coffee with me?" I was like, "Sure, I
Nice.
would love that."
Nice.
So
Yeah. Oh, how cool.
you got to come to Lit RPG Con, Luke. It
Next
is an
year, I want
experience.
to. Yes, I heard it was
Hey,
great and had a bit of FOMO, so we're going next year.
all right. Did you get your
I'll see
application
you
in?
there.
No, have I done? No, that I'm saying I
I haven't.
guess I should. Yeah, I probably should do that, but
I I'll get the link from Geneva and I'll get it sent over to
shoot
you
it to
because
me. That'd be good.
we I know we would love to have you there, and then we could do like an actual live episode with all of us sitting there because next
Uh-huh.
year I'm bringing my laptop. I'm gonna bring my mic, and I'm gonna have Joel bring his mic. I'm gonna get a new interface so that way we can do like an actual like on set like podcast in one of the offices that they have
Uh-huh.
because I want to just do like a couple of little live shows and stuff and try to
That'd be
show
super
like,
cool.
hey guys, come to Lit RPG Con. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. With social media and all that, there'd be a great way to spread the news, spread the word.
Yeah, it's a good time, and we can do TikTok live, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple of different things I want to try this year because we didn't get to last year. It was the first one. We were having some technical issues on my end because my my phone was not wanting to work properly. It was overheating constantly, so we lost some footage, and I'm not happy about it. So that's why I'm like, hey,
Oh
I'm
no.
driving this year. I'll bring my
Is it
laptop.
Denver again?
It is Denver again. Yep,
Nice. That's easy to get to.
July 10th through the 12th.
Okay. Good to know.
So it's going to be a good time.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I'll have to sign up for it.
You should. It's they had a very stacked list last year, and
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding, this year is even more insane. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see who they start announcing soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Super cool. Good.
Um, So obviously I'm going back and the first time you and I really chatted was Dragon Con. We got
Mm-hmm.
to briefly meet at the podium party. And
Mm-hmm.
then we got to chat with Ginger and the Foxes a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And when we were chatting on that, I told you that my TBR is massive. I haven't listened to the newest um, Ascend Online book 5, and I
Uh-huh.
also haven't done the newest book in the Iron Prince series, which I need
Oh
to
yeah.
because
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love Luke Chimolenko.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Clearly.
just so far behind.
Well, and those are long, long books. I mean, you're putting in, I know you listen all the time, so that's
Yeah.
probably why you can tackle so much when you put in the hours like that. Do you have like badges and things like that, or do you listen
I
in
think I
different
have
ways?
every badge on Audible at
Yeah.
this point. Let's
Yeah,
look.
a
I
gold
got it right
member.
here.
A gold member,
17
right?
badges.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So I think
Mine are always because I don't listen to full things. I'm just use it sometimes to pick to listen back to stuff. So it's all like I don't get badges. I think the only one I have is like picky or something like that because I'll listen like 2 minutes from one section just
Mhm.
because I needed to hear a character. But
right.
yeah.
It says my total listening time is 10 months, 15 days, 20 hours, and 48 minutes. Which
Dang.
I know in Lit RPG, it's not super hectic. Like there's some people that just go hard with them.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But
But still, that's impressive. You're I think you're officially a professional now. I think it's 10,000 hours and you've clearly done that. So you are a professional listener for sure.
I've done probably close to 1,000 books in the
Wow.
genre just because
That's a lot.
So it's not
and
listening level. Where are you?
no, Joel, if you're on Audible, there should be listening stats right above that.
Uh,
And then you can just hit your total.
total 22 months,
Damn,
6
dude.
days, 5 hours,
Well,
and
you
22
also
months. Wow.
you started like 2 years before I started. So,
yeah.
That's incredible. It's cool it keeps track like that. That's interesting. I have to look. I don't think I have nearly that. But in booth I do, but not on the app. No.
I mean,
Uh-uh.
you do some of the most chonky books out there. Like I will go through and I'll look at a few and I'm like, "Oh, this one's 23 hours. Who's near it? Yep, there it is. There's Luke Daniels right there."
Yeah, they take some of them are big. My sweet spot, I love like the 12 to 16 hour. I think that's a nice chunk. The 23, I think I did one that was 35 at some point.
I think
Those
that's Iron
are it's
Prince.
yeah, those are up there. They're like a month's worth of work basically.
Let's look really quickly because I'm curious to see what the longest one you've done.
I
How
think it's
much
like
time
30 something.
do you put in the booth a day?
I do 2 hours a day. But pretty much 7 days a week, 6 to 7 days. I work in the morning. Sometimes I'll do about 2.5 hours, and that's when I started out, I was doing 8 hours a day. But now that I'm in a different place, I can do
Okay.
about two a day. But I'm steadfast about it, and so it adds up.
Mhm.
And I'm
Okay.
about a 1-to-1 rate or a 1-to-2 ratio. So if it's 2 hours in the booth, it's about an hour of finished material, maybe a little more.
So the looking at Audible, you have done a total of 689 titles. That's I'm guessing including like the omnibuses and everything. So
Yeah, but that's
not
not it's not correct because every 7 years, the rights either they get renewed or they don't. So since I've been
oh.
doing this for like 15 years, there's a ton that aren't on there. So I
Mhm.
always
So
put it
on
about a
Audible,
thousand. Yeah.
I was gonna say on Audible right now, just 689, which is still awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Your longest book that is not a omnibus is
Mm-hmm.
Iron Prince,
Mm-hmm.
and that is 33 hours and 55 minutes. So right there at
So
34.
34, that's
With
pretty good. That's about what we were at.
Fire and Song is 32 hours and 37 minutes.
Yeah, those were chunky, man. It's so much battle. I mean, it's so much just I think I asked, that's Chimlenko, right? I think I
Yeah.
asked him like your fight stuff is so good, and I can't remember, he has some background in the martial stuff, so that's why his
Well,
combat is very detailed.
and coming right under, like, the top 3 longest books are all Chimolenko, because Glory to the Brave, which is book 4 of Ascend Online, is 31 hours and 17 minutes.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then the next one under that is 29 hours, and that's Kenny
Mhm.
King's How I Became the World's Strongest Warrior
Yeah, I
using
just did
Basic
that.
Attacks Volume 2.
That's a new series, and
I need to check that one out. That
I just got
one's
word that we're doing the 4th and 5th, so, I've done 3 of them, and I got word we're gonna do the 4th and 5th in the
okay.
new year, so that's good.
Nice.
I'm excited for that one.
Mhm.
I've seen it pop up, and I think Hunter Mythos was telling me about it too. So I'm like, okay, this one looks pretty interesting. But right now, I'm dedicated to catching up on the Ascend Online, because I want to read book 5, because I owe that to Luke, both
Yeah.
Lukes at this point.
The double Lukes. Double
Um,
barrel.
I I will say, like, you were right. Luke Chimolenko's when he writes the battles are
Yeah.
Mhm.
fantastic. Like in book 2 of Ascend Online, where I'm at right now, I'm still at the very beginning because I just started it today, and I'm at the part where I think it's like Mosey or something like that. He's one of the guys at the trial. He challenges the main character to a duel because he's like, I want to make an example of you. Like you're
Uh-huh.
kind of a pansy, and I just want
Uh-huh.
your armor and weapons. And he's like, okay, but he had like killed one of the applicants for the guild to
Yep.
get his attention, and it was the 3v5. It was Lyrian, Freya, and Amaranth versus the 5, and
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
absolutely wrecked them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just
He's
the
got
way
good
that battle
stuff.
flowed. And like not even that, but you have like Iron Prince, and you have Death and Glory, which is more of like that Spartan gladiator.
Right, very sand and steel.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that was a fantastic one. That was the one I was like, I want a Greek mythology like esque book, and I found that one. I was like, it didn't scratch that itch the way I wanted it to, but it's still pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was a mix, I remember, of both of those. It felt very Spartacus, but with powers and magic and
Hmm.
world building and all that. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, good. He's good stuff. Really good stuff. I've been lucky to get on some of his stuff, and a few of the series I find are just. I mean, most of the ones I do are all stuff that I would enjoy myself if I wasn't narrating them, which is
I
amazing. That's pretty
They're
lucky.
fantastic. They are absolutely fantastic, and we need to get Luke Chimolenko on here. Joel, I'm gonna have to email him.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I want to get signed books anyways to put on the shelf. I need the set of Ascend Online because those are just pretty. Those are
Oh yeah,
pretty
when they're
books.
big like that, it's probably beautiful. Yeah, part of the
I mean,
collection.
God's Eye is a
Yeah,
Yeah.
chonky.
substantial.
It's a chonky boy, so that's one of my personal favorites. So I just can't wait to see how big the Ascend Online books are because they just get bigger as they go.
I know. He doesn't shirk from writing. That guy has got a work ethic for sure. He's a workhorse.
That is true. Joel,
Yeah.
is there a series you want to focus on for a little bit that Luke
Um,
has narrated?
sure. So there's a series that you started, and then it ended up going to someone else. But I really like how it showed your variety.
Mm.
And that
Oh, I know
is
where this is
Tamer.
going.
Oh yeah, God, that you're going
Tamer.
back. That's a deep cut. The
Yeah.
Raptors, right? I loved that one. There was a bunch of, I mean, there was harem stuff, but it was all pretty good. Who is that? Michael Scott Earl? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We did those, and then there was some stuff with Amazon or whatever. But yeah, those were, God, that was almost. Yeah, that was probably like 8 years ago, man. That was one of the early ones that I did
Yep,
that was
Yeah.
of this kind of genre. But good call. I liked it. I remember the action in his stuff, and the humor was really good.
that's
Yeah.
not where I
Tamer's
thought you were
series
going,
is
Joel.
phenomenal. But the fact that like you're a solo narrator and you're doing different voices for all these different like harem members, and they're all different, and just like I feel like that showed your like versatility really well.
I appreciate that, and I definitely remember that too. There's a it ticks the box for me. The differentiating characters. That's always been, I think, the biggest draw to the art form or the business or the craft is trying to create something that cues your ear and is something that you get an image in your head. It may not look like what I'm thinking in my head when I do it, but I want something that is memorable visually, even though it's just a sound. That's what I go for. But yeah, and then also not, having to also be cognizant not to go too far. And I definitely there's times where I do, but it's one of those things you're always aware of trying to balance for an audiobook.
No,
Yeah.
you did a really good job with that. Joel, that wasn't the series I thought you were going to pull out.
What series were you
I thought
thinking?
you were going to go Party Hard from David
Party Hard.
That's
Petrie.
another
Yeah.
one that I did,
Yeah.
yeah, and then went on to someone else. His stuff was fantastic too, and character
Mhm.
stuff. That's one I really wish I could have kept on. That was a good
I
I
think
series.
really
in
want
that
what
series,
book
Cure is my
4?
favorite. I really want book 4. I need book 4.
Yeah. That
It's
was
interesting. Yeah, I'd only done. I think I did one or two or three. I can't remember
I
I
before.
think
think
you did
there's
the
two.
first
3.
one, and then Travis came in for 2 and 3,
Uh-huh.
How was it?
if I remember correctly. I
Yeah,
I don't remember. It's
but Petrie's he's a good writer. I liked him.
and then of
I
course,
think that's what it is. Yeah.
you got the big one. We'll give a shout out to that guy over at Mountaindale Press, the Mad Lad Dakota
Mm,
Kraut. We'll
yeah.
give a shout
Education.
out to him. We
Yeah, he's
love Dakota.
definitely got such a forward-facing business model with his not just Mountaindale, but even his books. And the last two, so the one that just came out, I mean, this year his output is insane, and he's done these two with the Completionist Chronicles, and then it wasn't enough that he fit two of them in this year. Each one's chonky at like 16 and a half hours. And like I said, I
We're
just finished the
in
second one.
we're in what, the
Big
U arc?
books. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Untapped has been released.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the other
I think the
U
next
book
one is
I just
Untapped.
finished. Yeah, yeah,
I
Unmapped. Yep.
I was gonna say I
I'm
think he's
excited.
announced the title of it, but we're
I
obviously
didn't
just
want to
waiting
say
for
it,
it.
so I'm glad
Yeah.
somebody else did.
Yeah.
Well, so at Lit RPG Con, he showed us the cover for Untapped, because
Hmm.
it just came out, and he's like, "Do you guys want to see the cover for the next one?" And I was like, yes, absolutely, Dakota."
He's got great
Well,
artwork.
and I asked him, I was like, "So, like, what's your writing style like, and like, how do you keep track of all the stats?" And he goes, "I'm glad you asked." He pulled out his phone, pulled up a Google Doc sheet, and was like, "Here you go." And I was like, "Okay." And then he went, whoop, zoomed out. It's even more. And he goes, "Just wait." Kept zooming out. This man
Uh-huh,
had like a
uh-huh.
40-layer spreadsheet for one character.
Right, right,
He's
right,
like, "This is just for Joe. This isn't for like Jackson or any of them." Like,
right, right,
and I
right,
was like,
right.
"How do you keep track of all this? What are you doing to Luke? This isn't nice."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nah, Luke gets it. He knows. He just gets the book and he reads it. He does an amazing job. We don't
He's
torture him too much.
No, they're great to work with. Danielle, his wife, is fantastic.
She's
I
so
work with
sweet."
my wife as well, so they have formed a friendship, the two of them, and they've been a great, just a big boon. When I remember actually when I got the call from Dakota, God, that was probably 8 years ago or something like that, about possibly doing the completionist, and I remember I had seen his name popping up more and more. So when he reached out, I felt really good because I was like, oh man, that's a good sign if he's taking notice. So I was happy to jump on and get to work with him.
His book was my introduction to you.
Oh, nice,
So I'm
nice,
very
good.
thankful for that, because that
I'm
was
sure
like
for a lot of people because he's got so many fans. They're very
well,
popular.
I went on a kick, and I was very stubborn with it because I started with the land from Alaron,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and thus I went on the kick of, oh, I'm only going to listen to Nick Podell. So I went through
Mm-hmm.
the land, and then I went through Bryce O'Connor's stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Mark of Kings, and then I did Andrew Rose, War of Broken Mirrors, and Arcane Ascension. And Joel's like, "Dude, you need to read Divine Dungeon or the Completionist Chronicles." And I was like, "All right, fine." So I started with Divine Dungeon. I was like, "This isn't really scratching the itch. Like, this like meditating?" And goes, "Yeah, cultivation." I was like, "Okay, I want more like the stats and game elements." And he goes, all right, check out Completionist Chronicles.
And
And
then
he
go
said,
back.
now heads up, once you get to Rexus, there's a narrator change. So don't freak out. You're going to adjust. And I was like, oh, okay. So I got to book 3, and which is Rexus. Shout out to our
Yeah.
boy Jackson. We love
Yes,
Jackson.
Jackson.
And he goes, you're going to love his voice for Jackson. It's very oh my god, what's the character's name? From
Stewie.
well,
It's
no,
in my
he
head.
was
It's Stewie.
he compares it Joel compared it to one of the characters from Borderlands.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's is it Sir Cogsworth or
Hemlock or
I'm looking it up.
I don't know.
Borderlands 2, Sir Hammerlock.
Hammerlock.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I'll have to
you meet him
take a
at the very
listen.
beginning. And like the way you played him, I was like, holy crap, I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
good.
really
That's fun.
excited for this now.
Uh-huh.
So that one and that was like I said, my introduction to you. And I was like, all right, cool. So I caught up on Completionist Chronicles, and then I went and did the entirety of the Divine Dungeon. And I was like, oh, I got to get used to this narrator's voice again. Hold on. So I
Yeah.
read through the first 3 books, and then you came in, took over for the last 2, and I was like, yes, this is the itch
Uh-huh.
I was wanting. And
Uh-huh.
every
Yeah.
like narrator changes are always hard to do,
For
especially in
sure.
like long running series. And whenever like someone says, hey, like we're doing a narrator change, I'm like, oh, that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So before I just want to mention, I thought it was really interesting because on the book that you guys do the narrator change, um, uh, the in the actual story, the character's like, "Oh, there's something weird with my ears.
Yep.
Like, is
Yeah,
this
Mhm.
no,
everything sounds
Joe
different?"
has a thing, and he wrote it into the book so that he's like, everyone sounds different, but they're the same people. What's going on? And it was some
Yeah,
upgrade. He
It
went through the
was
change
to
to
his
see ear
charisma or
canals.
something like that.
Yeah, it's
Like
so cool. I loved that he
I
did that.
love that.
Dakota does a great
Uh-huh.
job with the systems, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
hey, we're gonna acknowledge it without acknowledging it. So
Mhm,
Yeah, there's
here
the
you go.
tongue-in-cheek bit and the puns and his
Mhm.
ability to kind of wink at you, but not pull the rug out from under himself. So that's a tough act to do, and he does it well. But yeah, I thought that was so cool and a really good way to handle it, and also pay homage to the listeners that we know that this is different for you as well.
mhm,
So I gotta ask, as an up and coming narrator, as I'm trying to form my grounding and everything, I'm working on my first
Hmm.
project. What do you do when you find a character that you're not sure what to do the voice for? Like when you run into that like kind of creator's block.
I think there's a couple ways I handle that stuff. When it's a character, I tend to try to not overthink. And by that, I mean, what's my initial take and play with that my initial knee-jerk reaction. Now that's also, you have to be aware that your first interpretation is not always your best interpretation.
Hmm.
So again, there's a balance of going with your instincts as you read that this guy's striking me that he's kind of harsh and lower and grating. Then if I'm still having trouble, I would go directly to any sort of information given to me about the character and use that as the starting place. So if it's like, well, they don't say much, but they do say he has a lot of exclamation points, so he's probably pretty animated. So let's start with an animated voice and see where that takes us. Use something that they've given you as like the coat hanger to form the rest of the character on. So
Okay.
that would be another way. And I think also then surprising yourself, trying to take risks, doing something different. But then also if I'm having trouble, it's usually because I'm trying too hard. So then maybe just pull back and don't really give it a voice. Maybe do just more intentions and keeping it fairly neutral, and then maybe something will
Okay.
come out of that. But I think trying different stuff obviously is always the best option, and also
Yeah.
getting out of, as you know, you're in your headspace listening to yourself as you're doing it, and as much as you can get out of that, that's when good stuff happens, is when you're not trying to direct yourself.
Okay. All right. good way to look at it. There's a couple of characters I've been having trouble like trying to find their voice for, and now I have a little different way to look
Like
at it.
also too, what you're going to look at who they're going to be speaking with predominantly. If you're able
Mhm.
to look at that and say, well, I don't really know what to do with this character, but I know they talk to this character a lot, and I'm doing this for that voice, so I should probably do something different and use that as your coat hook or starting point of like, well, this person is friends with the big deep voice guy, so let's put this person a little higher and use that as your starting place. And then also a lot of times I get the best stuff comes when I'm playing a personality versus a voice. So if it's like somebody that's really insistent and kind of annoying, if I'm playing that kind of thing that I'd really want to get my stuff across and cut you off and do, the voice is going to
Mhm.
kind of come from that intention.
Okay. Okay.
Give me an example. What's one of the characters? Give me just like a couple sentences.
I gotta pull up the document, and that's on my computer. Give me a second. Let me find it. Joel, I'll let you ask the question. The next one while I
Sure.
pull this up.
So, a question that I love to ask narrators when we have them on is, what is a underrated series that you wish people knew more about that
That's
you've
a
done?
good question. There's a bunch. You know, what's funny is I was just watching last night the new Frankenstein movie, which
Ooh.
is good. I thought it was good. I haven't finished it because I can't watch 2.5 hours in one sitting. So, even though it's good, it's just a me. That's a me problem. But I did a series that was based on a young Frankenstein, not the funny Gene Wilder young Frankenstein, but it was a young adult series, and there was a couple books in it about Victor Frankenstein when he was young and his brother. And it was dope. Like it was such a good series. And I only did I think 3 books for it, and it just kind of went and came and went. But I remember that one blew me away. That was such a good and the young adult stuff is always surprisingly good if you listen to it. That was a good one. I'm currently my big goal is to tout the Hunter Blaine Preternatural Chronicles series and the Justin Leslie Max Abaddon series, and that's because I love them, but also because I'm co-producer on those. So those are ones that you'll hear me talking about quite a bit because they're part of the production house. So I have more invested in those kind of things that we self-produce than from a publisher, say.
That makes sense. Do you have a name for that series you were talking about, the
Oh yeah,
Frankenstein
the
one?
Victor Frankenstein series. I'd have to. I could pull up my iPad and see, but yeah, no, it was Victor Frankenstein. I can't remember what the name of it was. God, that's going to be something I'll have to follow up
I
on with you
mean, if
guys if I
anything,
can.
you can just post it in the comments after the episode.
Because it was again, this was probably past that 7 year. I don't even know if it's still available because this was a long
Oh,
time
yeah.
ago. But yeah, I definitely want to check that out. That was a good one.
I'm still digging. The character's name is Ched, which he's so we have two characters that are so you have Cole, who's the main character. You have Leo, who is his best friend. So Cole, I just kind of do my normal voice for
Yeah.
because it's told from his point of view. So I just kind of do my normal voice. Then I have Leo, who I kind of gave like the Patrick Warburton type voice to because he's just the
I like
he's
that.
that big
Yeah.
group. And then you have Ched, who's also just kind of a dumb warrior, but I couldn't capture, so I just ended up just kind of like bringing his voice down. I'm trying to find the line. Uh,
While he's doing that, it's
yeah.
Kenneth Appel,
Where's that
Appel,
line?
and it's The Apprenticeship of Victor Frankenstein. First one's This Dark Endeavor, and the next one is Such Wicked Intent. And I think I only did 2 of them. I think there was only 2 of them, but man, I loved those. Those were really good. Good stories.
That's awesome.
Uh, s- Here we go. Here's one of the lines. So he kind of sneers when he says this, but he says, like I said, anything helpful, and like I could say anything helpful enough to save you. That's kind of like the voice I went with for it,
Right.
where it's just I don't want to make him sound like too dumb, so I just kind of gave him that like lower register.
Huh? which is good. I mean, but then look at like Mike Tyson. He has a higher voice and he's a lower guy. But also, if you said the first thing you said was a character that you're doing Patrick Warburton, and then the
Mhm.
one you did for that character sounded kind of similar. So you might try to find some differentiating thing so that the lower voice for the bigger character that you're doing is maybe the one you can maintain easier. And if there's a smaller character, something that may be a little more, add a little bit of grit to the voice. So it's not just
Okay.
deep, but it's kind of scratchy too.
Okay.
Or sometimes guys can just be kind of flat, they're just kind of,
Yeah.
it's just that can be intimidating too, where you take all the bass out of it and it's just a little bit of a scratchy kind of thing. Um,
Okay.
and for if he's dumb, yeah, the temptation is to do well, like my pet. What was that guy
Yeah.
from Looney Tunes?
Well,
Like, I will hug him and squeeze him and love him.
well, and there's an animal companion, which we finally just like decided on the voice for him, and that's just me doing a really bad John Mulaney impersonation.
Oh, that's great.
So,
Yeah.
I was over on the bench. That's
Yeah.
just not
Oh
easy. Like,
my
I mean,
gosh.
if
Yeah.
anything, you can just add some twang to it.
Yeah.
It's like
A
a
little
deeper
bit
twang.
of a little bit of dirt. You just rough up your
yeah.
R's a little bit and make those R's a little harder, that kind of thing.
Okay.
That'll give them, without going too southern, you can just be kind of
Yeah, because
tough
then it wouldn't be
guy.
like you're super dumb. It's more like, yeah, you just
Baby, you're
The other
okay.
thing to denote dumbness, sometimes saying words, um, the words correctly. So if the line was, "You should get out of here," you should get out of here. You're just kind of like hitting trying to say the whole words instead
Yeah.
of like, "You should get out of here," which sounds very natural. You should get out of here. Some making
mm,
it a little bit
yeah.
stumbly, or you working with the enunciation of the words versus adding a layer to your voice.
Right. Okay. Um. All right. I will
But
make a note of
good
that
luck to
because
you, man. That's cool that
yeah,
you're doing that. Sounds fun.
I'm
Good for
excited,
you.
and I started it because doing the show. I was like, I like reading.
Do
I
it.
like making up voices. So yeah, I'm
Good.
excited to get going on it.
Good for
We
you.
are we're gonna do one last topic real
Yeah.
quick before we bring on our special guests
Yes.
to talk about an upcoming project that's going to be pretty interesting with that. Um, if you had to pick a character that you voice and completely redo them with the knowledge you know now about like said character,
Yeah.
is there any characters you would do that for?
That's a that's a really good question. I'm not blowing smoke on you. That's a really good question because it's a hard to answer question.
Right.
Because it's a double-sided blade, because there's the thing of, you create this voice and you have to stick to it, right? You can't really change it. But as you go on and the character develops, you may find more nuance than what you initially started with. So the one of the ways is, I definitely am not opposed to subtly changing a character's voice if something's not working. Say I go back and it was a book I did, and I listen and I'm like, how can I retain the essence of that voice but clean it up a little if I don't quite jive with it? So trying to find some compromise of like, it was too broad before. I want this to be a little less cartoony, but I did do it in that big bass voice, so I'm going to keep that but try to pull back a little. So that would be
Okay.
one way I've actually done that. Now, I don't, off the top of my head, something that I would have redone. I think I'm thankful that I don't have any glaring things out there that I'm like, "Ooh, that's cringe. I wish I would have changed that." Um, yeah, I have to think about that. I think that,
Okay.
uh, I think if there's anything, it would be, I do have a tendency sometimes to go too big, and I think, finding that balance. So there's sometimes I'll go back and listen, and I'll be like, "Well, that was a good. I like what I'm doing, but it was a little unclear or something like that." So then I'll go for a little more clarity. But yeah, that's a
Okay.
thinker. It's a thinker. You gave me a good thinker.
I just
Um,
had to try.
Yeah,
I was curious.
that's smart. That's good.
so one thing I noticed that you do is if there's a smart character,
Hmm.
kind of like play it up or like almost overplay it to
Yeah.
where instead of sounding smart, he sounds like annoying, if that makes sense.
Right. Oh yeah. No, that's a thing, is for sure. I have to like
I
constantly
gotta
try. Yeah.
no, I don't know like what character specifically comes to mind because I don't like it's been a minute, but
Right.
yeah,
Oh God, what's
character
the main
expressed.
character's like best friend in all the skills? The one that is from the other royal house that ends up with the yellow dragon. I think is it a yellow or golden dragon?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
does he do like this kind of guy, or is there's
Yeah,
one
it's that.
that's
yeah. I think
that dude? That's basically the Simpsons guy. Yeah. Yeah. That
And
one can be.
then you have like the dwarves and the Completionist Chronicles, the Dude Bros.
Yeah, which I was like, I'm just
oh
going
man,
with slightly Nordic and open O's. So
yeah,
bro instead of
that was
bro.
good.
It's bro, yeah. So you've got a little of
It just
that
made me think of
twang.
surfer dudes, like just the guys
Mhm.
that would hang out at the beach
Hey bro,
and
yeah.
like early 90s like comedy movies where they would do nothing but surf and that was their entire personality. That's
Right.
what
The
that reminded me of.
Spicolis. Yeah. The Spicoli dudes. Dude, bro, I know. Yeah.
Now,
Uh
we're coming up on our hour mark. I don't want to keep you any longer because I know you said you're more of an earlier bird.
oh, I'm
So
doing great.
I
Thanks
want to
for
make
your
sure you get your
consideration.
rest. But
The beauty sleep. Right.
obviously, the first time you and I really got to sit down and chat was on a live with Ginger and the Foxes. Now
Hmm.
they've had a little bit of a project kind of going on. So let's bring them in and let them talk about what you guys have been planning.
Let's
So
do it.
please welcome to the stage
Ooh,
Liz and
interesting.
Mia. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey
How
friends.
are you guys doing? Hi.
Wonderful. How are
I'm
you
good.
guys?
Excellent. So good.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a very good day. I'm excited. I'm glad we're getting to chat about some things. I have some cool things to let loose, so I'm glad we're doing this.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
excellent. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say before we let anything loose, I was gonna let Liz and Mia explain, like, hey,
Oh,
what
yeah.
this little idea they've been planning and telling me about, and I've been trying to help any way I can. So, Persephone, will you stop hitting the camera, please? Thank you.
Oh, you
So,
named her Persephone?
yep, it's
Is that the new
Persephone.
baby?
It is the
Oh,
new baby. She's a little
Nope, there
rascal.
she is.
Wonderful nap.
Oh, she's
there she
cute.
This
Let
is
a
is.
our
beaner.
Halloween baby.
Tiny
I
little
love
Yes.
her.
baby. Oh, she's
Oh.
That's
beautiful.
adorable.
Oh my goodness, Richie, she's so hungry. Feed her.
She's been eating
Yeah.
nonstop. Her food bowl's right underneath my foot. Like it's right next to it. So she's been eating
Still,
nonstop.
they need treats. Treats.
They need all the treats.
Yeah.
All the
All the
That's
treats,
a
all the
treats.
growing kitty
She'll,
They
cat.
she'll get a
deserve
treat after
them.
the
They
episode.
deserve them, yes. For being
yes.
on
So
camera, she
100%.
deserves a treat.
All the treats. Wait,
I know
does
I
that mean
do.
I get a treat for being on
Yeah,
camera?
I definitely
yeah,
think
the
we all
treat's
should have a
getting to
treat.
work with me.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
okay.
Mm,
Awesome.
I know, not really much of a
Well,
treat, but no
Rich, you
gift
did
sheet.
call us your special guests, even though Luke Daniels is here. So you're definitely in timeout.
Right? I mean, Luke Daniels is your specialist. There's a tail.
That is
Yeah.
true. But I introduced him already as the special guest, so I had to introduce you both as the special
Oh,
guest
okay.
Yeah,
because
you're
there were two
definitely
of
I
you.
mean, you
specialist.
did get a pretty epic intro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I did.
that's
I
So,
was
true. We
happy
heard
with
it.
it.
We were listening. So
but
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
please, what have you
Well,
been
we
working on?
we don't want to spoil anything for
No.
anybody. But we have been obviously talking to the great Luke Daniels, and we are, trying to work with several other people, and we're wanting to do the very first annual, and hopefully make it an annual tradition, voice off using Luke Daniels and hopefully several other narrators, authors. We're working through something. We're pretty excited about it. We have a lot of concepts that we're still playing with, a lot of people that we're still talking to. But the very basic of it is it's going to be a voice off. We're going to use a lot of the voice narrators, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we really want to celebrate audiobooks, audiobook narrators, and all the fans of that. And so this is going to be a really great event to do that. Luke, it sounds like you might have some more
Yeah.
details that you are willing to spoil. Would you
For
like to do
sure,
that?
for sure. So,
Yeah.
super excited. It'll be like a live event where we're gonna, like you said, kind of tout audiobooks, but in the way of like, I think the fans deserve some love for this kind
Yep.
of making this genre as popular it is, this kind of method of entertainment as big as it is. So I wanted a chance to go live with you guys and have some fun with other narrators, but also authors. So, like you said, we're definitely still hammering out the format of the show. But the dates I'm looking at and the ones that I wanted to talk to you guys would be December 9th, which is a Tuesday at 7 p.m. That's
Yeah.
what's the tentative date for now, December 9th. And I have myself and Steve Campbell is another
Ooh.
narrator that's a good friend of the community, a super cool guy, and he'll be joining
Mhm.
us. And I just got word today from Andrea Parsono that she'd be joining us as well. And she's fantastic.
Love
Awesome.
She's
Andy.
been around for a really long time. On the author end, we have Dakota Kraut, who I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Amazing. Yes. We met him
He's
at
done some stuff.
a couple of Lit RPG and at Dragon Con. We saw him at
Yep.
both places.
So he's going to join us, and Luke Chimlenko as well will be joining us, which we
Oh.
were just talking, and both of those authors we've been talking about all night. So I was excited to bring their names into the mix. So what I'm hoping is for authors and narrators to come together in a great, like you said, narrate off or the narrating Olympics, and our
Love
authors will
it.
be providing prompts for those of us narrators to then try our hand at. So an example would be, say, Dakota Kraut says, I want to hear a dwarf that has the hiccups and is also constipated. And then off the top of our head, we're going to have to come up with a voice for that. And then Dakota can say which one wins. And we're really just doing it for fun and to kind of like, whose line is it anyways? A way to come together and play around within the genre, but also interact with fans. And they'll have moments too and some giveaways. But for now, yeah, we've got a few more feelers out. There'll be a special pre-recorded message from Scott Meyer. Unfortunately, he's
Oh.
in Portugal, so the timing won't work for that
Poor
live.
Scott. Oh no,
But yeah,
Portugal.
no, poor guy, poor guy. And also with Alaron, he's in Portugal, so he wasn't able to join us. But we're gonna have a few other people, I think. But it's coming together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope we can get some people to watch.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
sounds
Thanks for
absolutely
doing all that
stat.
groundwork and working with the community to get people onboarded. We're very excited. We're also very
excited.
excited to be awarding points that don't matter. We probably will
Exactly.
be awarding hippos. It's going
Well,
to be
Yeah.
Seagulls.
hold on.
Somebody's gonna get a whole bunch of seagulls. I mean, I know
right.
that's
Yeah,
an award that
exactly.
we have
The
to give
points
out.
do matter,
Seagulls.
though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The points matter. I'm competitive, so the points
Yeah.
matter.
We're
If they
gonna have
matter
to
to
have like
you.
a board with like,
Yep.
you know, this. I feel like I'm a very big fan of The Office, and when he asks Pam, like they're at the beach episode, and he asks, you know, Michael Scott asks Pam to read back, you know, the points, and he's like, well, at one point, you know, Stanley got a gold star, he got a thumbs up, and Jim got 10 points. Like, I want it to be very much that
I
format
love
of
that.
all of the points.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And Luke, December 9th, we're in for, and Gary Furlong has also agreed to join.
Yes.
So we're
Oh,
Oh
that's
no,
fantastic.
I
That's
can't attend
fantastic.
if Gary Furlong's going to be there. He hates me.
Oh
He
no, it's
doesn't
going to be.
hate
Oh, that's
you.
Richie, I
great.
think that might be one of those spectrum things where you can't tell, but I'm sure that he likes you.
Yeah, I think
I'm
he
going
likes
to read a
everybody.
message directly from
He's
Gary.
such a nice guy. I love him so much.
Yeah.
He's
Where is
hilarious.
Maybe,
Gary?
He's
yeah.
helping
If
us
he
look
doesn't like you, it's
currently. Yeah, he's currently helping us look for
Gary's
Jeff Hayes.
saved by
I don't
the
know if you guys have
end-to-end
seen
encryption.
the video. Jeff Hayes got
uh-huh.
kidnapped. Somebody took over Sound Booth Theater. So we were on the case, and then Gary actually saw him getting kidnapped and went to help and found his Crocs. Like, it's a whole thing. So
It
we're
is a
all
whole thing right
looking.
now.
We're all
What?
looking for Jeff Hayes currently. So
Oh yeah, Joel, you
Where
don't
in the
social
world
media,
is
so you
Waldo?
didn't see this.
yes,
I didn't.
exactly.
I like that he's the new Carmen Sandiego. I think that's
Carmen
perfect.
Sandiego is my jam. I've actually been her for Halloween. I have a red overcoat that I wear when I travel because she is like, I
That
don't know.
was my
Growing up,
first computer
yes,
video game was that. I would play that on the
yes.
old Mac that we
Mhm.
had, and man, it was dope, but I never could get it right because I was terrible at geography.
I will see. That's one of the reasons I played the old game. Do you remember watching the old game show where they had like live contestants and they had the game show and they had like the
Oh.
band that even the a cappella guys that did the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego song?
Which
Like, that
doesn't
was
need to hit as hard as it does, but they went
no, but
really
it's
hard
like
for that song.
probably my favorite song growing up is the Where in the World. I actually made a YouTube video, not a YouTube, a TikTok video on my account about where and it's just all like it's little clips of me in all of these places. And I've always wanted to be Carmen Sandiego. I've just never been able to like pull off a heist, like steal the Eiffel Tower. I'm working on it. I would love to be a
Right.
supervillain.
If people all broke into the Louvre this year and stole like 9 items, you can do anything.
I can do anything. I can be Carmen Sandiego, but I have to think big. Like I've got to steal the moon. I know that that's like Groot and not Groot. It's
I
Groot.
made one of my
Minions.
teammates the president of the moon the other day. So you have
With
to
the
steal it
Louvre
from
heist, though, this is the funniest part. Was apparently the password to get into the building was just Louvre.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
saw that.
security code.
I saw that.
No way.
Uh,
Oh,
So-
I feel like
I think that's what they call French arrogance.
I
That's
love
what
that very much. I feel like
Well, I
that's
don't think
true.
that they used the password. My understanding is they did the heist the way that I would do the heist, which is they put on yellow vests and roll the ladder up to a window like they work there, cut a hole in the window, and then just like walked through and then smashed and grabbed everything.
But
and
you got to
left.
have the guy on the inside first. You
Yeah.
got to
But
have
if
that
you
guy on
have
the
a
That's how I
yellow
would have
vest
done it.
on, you can do anything. Like they've done videos where people will put on a yellow vest and carry a ladder. That's the other thing. You have to have a yellow vest and carry a ladder, and they will let you in anywhere. Like they tried it in several places. Hotels let them backstage. Movie theaters let them walk right in. If they had a vest and a ladder, and nobody stopped them anywhere. So
That's fair.
that's all you need. Clearly,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Okay.
gotta wear.
This is
Yellow
true.
vest.
She speaks truth.
So there we go. See, I can be
I
Carmen
guess we got to
Sandiego.
test this now. We're gonna test it at Lit RPG Con
Yeah.
next year. We're just gonna go to random places.
That's
It's a-
funny. We should
We
just
could
walk
video-
into
well,
Lit RPG Con with the ladder and see if you can get
That's
in.
right. That's right.
So here's the
it's
thing.
either walk in like you own the place or
Yes.
wear a vest. Because there was definitely one
Mhm.
time where there was like an emergency situation. We were at a hotel
Yeah.
and I just started walking into the linen closet and handing out linens to everybody.
It was
I could
it was
try
a
that.
tornado and they didn't have
Okay.
enough staff we were in
Oh yeah, to
Middle
clean all the
Tennessee.
rooms. And I was like, people will clean their own rooms.
Like-
And so I just like went and took all
Mia
the
started
linens.
passing out linens and the lady behind the desk was just like, oh, okay, and just let it happen. And so like we ended up in these rooms because she's like, the rooms have been cleaned, but there's not like stocked or whatever. And so
Yeah.
Mia just starts passing out linens. She's like, how many towels do you need? You need bed sheets? Here's your bed sheets. You know, she's just started passing stuff
Count on
out.
me in an emergency.
It was great. Oh,
Very handy.
got my coffee. It's fine.
But I would try that at Lit RPG Con, except I would walk into the building and everyone would turn and look at me and be like, "Why is Rich wearing a leather or a yellow vest and carrying a ladder?"
So at this
Oh,
point, we
hold
just
on. I
need
think a
to
leather
hire
vest,
somebody.
actually.
A leather
Yeah.
vest
Leather
might
vest,
work.
yeah.
I'm pretty into that now, so let's
We
stick
should
with
get
that.
somebody
Did
very.
Luke just say he's in the leather vest? I'm gonna leave that alone for Luke.
For Richie. I think for Rich, I'm
only for
picturing it.
Richie.
Yeah. I want him to come to Lit RPG Con with a leather vest now.
I'll do
Uh,
it.
So are you? I mean, does that mean we're going to see you at Lit RPG Con this year?
Yeah, we were just talking
next
about it.
year?
I'd love to join. Yes, I want to. So I got to put in an application and hopefully they'll pick me. But yeah, that'd be fun. I love it.
Richie,
Yes.
why don't we just give Geneva a call and see what's up?
Yeah, we need Luke
it is,
Daniels at
my-
Lit RPG Con.
So with Geneva being my adopted mom in the Lit RPG community,
We love that.
she is with Dad at the moment, so I am not going to be calling her.
Oh,
I get yelled at every
oh.
time I do, so it's their weekend, and I do not want to get yelled at. I will
Yeah.
send her a
We'll call her
text
next
message
week.
though.
Yeah, leaving it
Amazing.
alone.
Fun.
I'll be like,
fun.
"Hey, I got Luke on board. Send him an application."
Luke's on board.
Yeah,
We
I'd
love
do
it.
it for sure.
Heck
But
yeah.
until then, we've got our narrator Olympics. So that we'll put down more information, maybe get a little graphic or something up, but put up a notice for the event.
Absolutely.
Be
Let
be
people
fun.
know. It's
Mhm.
gonna be great. I can't wait because we have people in the works. We're discussing it with everybody. We're trying to get as many people on board as we can. And even I talked to Jessica Threet, I guess Richie, and she got very excited. She's like, "Oh my god, just let me know what to do. Let me know where. I'll be
Yes,
there."
good.
Now,
What
Good.
date were we looking at doing that for? On
December
Tuesday the
9th.
2nd? Oh, December
Tuesday,
9th.
December 9th.
Tuesday,
Okay, so I was
December
looking
9th.
at you know
Yep.
what? I might have to plan a little trip down to see Liz and Mia that day.
You could visit. That would be great. We
I'll
could all
have to
just
see if I
hang
can
out.
get the Tuesday and Wednesday off from work, and
And
then
you can stay here. We'll make up a room for you.
It'll be fun.
I'll come. Should I bring Joel? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, Joel's like, no. Joel doesn't want to hang out with us.
It's
I mean,
More
fine.
the
I don't mind
merrier.
hanging out with you. I just don't.
He doesn't like being away from home.
Same. I'm with you,
Yeah.
It
brother.
happens.
I love my
It
house.
happens.
All right.
Well,
So we're
Luke
looking at.
Daniels lives in the middle of just like the woods with like magical little animals running around and a
Yeah.
garden. Yeah, that's I wouldn't.
We've got
Yeah, I
fairy
know.
protectors out there, and yeah, you have to go around a tree 3 times before you can enter the backyard. And yeah,
Love
it's
that.
tethered to Tir
We
Nanog,
should have
and it's
those
awesome.
rules for your backyard. Mary
Mhm.
Mia lives in a very magical place as well. So we need some rules for your backyard, I guess. That's incredible.
Yep, you
I'll
gotta have
help make
rules.
signs and everything when I come down to visit. So.
Gonna
Yeah.
make signs. Amazing.
All right,
Awesome.
so we are going to start wrapping up. At the end of the show, we always 9 times out of 10 do a little segment called "Hey, what you been reading?" I will start it off because since our last episode with Steve Campbell, I've read and Ryan Maxwell. I read Grand System Bending from Steve Campbell and Ryan Maxwell, and I am now going through Ascend Online. And I'm reading Stumbling Up, which because I'm getting paid to read that and speak it. So kind of have to read that one.
Amazing.
Joel, what you been
Yeah.
reading?
I have been reading Path of Ascension. Book 10 came out. That was phenomenal. And I did a re-listen to Shadeslinger, the first book in the Ripple system.
Oh,
Because,
deep cut.
yeah, that was
You miss
really,
Frank
really
the Axe that
good,
much?
and I wanted to go back to it. Yeah, I did.
All right. Luke, is there anything you've been reading that you're able to talk about other than Ryan DeBruin's book?
Yeah, the new Ryan DeBruin series, and I'm actually recording the 3rd one as we speak right now.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
literally recording out of my other no, but there's the new Completionist that's going to come
Ooh.
from Dakota Kraut, which I've just finished, and it's in the U series. Unmapped is the name of it. That comes after Untapped, and that one's great. I really the U series has been fantastic so far. And then I've got more coming from Kenny King. There's the How to Succeed in Farming After Being Rejected by the Heroes Guild, which is fun. I've done a few, 3 of those, but I think they're still to come. They're moving down the line. Some of the stuff I've done already, but hasn't been released. And then he has another series, How to Be the Strongest Warrior in the World, or it's got like a lot of words in
How
it.
to be the strongest warrior only using basic attacks.
Yeah, and that's fun. And I just got picked up for the 4th and 5th of that. So we've done 3, and then we'll be doing
Woo!
4 and 5. And then there's I think that's about it for now. I think there's a couple more maybe that I'm not quite ready to talk about, but we're getting there. We've got some good stuff coming out.
All right. And then I'll kick it over to the ladies. Ladies, is there anything you've been reading recently that you want to give a shout out to? That's other than Dungeon Crawler Carl, because we know
I mean, obviously, yeah. I've actually, so I have almost finished my Discount Dan and the Cul-de-sac of Carnage. I put it down for a little bit and I keep picking it up and reading a chapter at a time. And then I put it back down because like I have to go somewhere or do something. So I'm almost through that one. And then I actually started William Merle's The Dark Lord of Crafting a few days ago. And I love it. It's hilarious. It's cracking me up. It's like playing Minecraft with better monsters. Like, and I'm reading it the whole time. Like, it's fun. It's a fun one. So that's where I'm at.
Nice.
I got those 2 going currently.
Good.
All right. And Mia.
Yeah, very similarly. I'm almost done with Shadowcroft now, which has been very good. And I'm very excited about it. I think that's by James A. Hunter and Aaron Michael Ritchie. So it's been good since the beginning, but it is really picking up in the last like 20% of the book. So I'm very excited to see how that ends. In tandem, per usual, I am listening to a fairy smut book, which is currently I'm on Glint, which I think is the 4th book in the Plated Prisoner series. So
Okay.
I'm very much liking that. And then on top of that, Shammy Stovall,
There you
and
go.
Katie Cross have sent us books to send out to some of our followers. I'm pretty excited about what they've sent us, so I'm going to pick those up as well.
Yeah, I actually am also working on finishing Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinneman. We got
that guy.
we got that guy. We got to pre-read, and so Kenneth, I was reading it, and then Kenneth took it over. And so instead of like messing him up and making him lose his spot like he did to me, I let him finish, and so now I'm gonna finish that one.
I've been getting the play-by-play, and quite frankly, it sounds very exciting.
It's really
Nice.
good. I really like
excited
it.
for it.
So, oh yeah, it's pretty fantastic. So I'm gonna finish
Now-
that one up, hopefully in the next few days as well.
Now
I
I don't
have
know
a
if
really
I
long
put
trip
this.
coming up, so I'm gonna have a lot of time to do some reading on the plane.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if I put
Yeah.
this on your guys' list that I sent you or not, but I know Joel has read it, and I know for a fact Luke has read it. But we brought up James Hunter, so I am going to recommend for you guys another book, his series Vigil's Justice, or the
Yeah, we
Vigil's
have
Down.
that one. I think it's
Oh,
behind me
I was
somewhere.
going to say, I thought you might have gotten a copy of it.
Yeah, we have a copy
Do
of
the
that one.
audiobook for that one. Luke
Okay.
does an amazing job with that one, and it is very supernatural meets The Witcher, and it's kind
Oh,
of like
that's
the,
right up our alley.
We
You
love
Yeah,
know
and
that.
it's-
Okay.
and it's like the
Amazing.
monster of the week type storytelling. Like there's kind of a big
Awesome.
bad, but like each book has like that monster of the week feel. So hi.
I have some
I
Audible
know.
credits, so I mean, we'll just have
And
to.
that was when
Four.
Supernatural
I
was
think
at
it's 4 books or 5 books, but
Okay.
it's one of my go-tos. Like that is a comfort read for
Perfect.
me. So
I love me
Awesome.
some
When it-
James Hunter.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's great. He's such a nice guy too. We just love James Hunter. He's a cool guy.
he lives
so
like
very
2 hours
awesome.
south of me, and I'm just like, I need to go visit him.
You should
And
Just
I
show up
keep
with a
trying to make
vest.
plans
just show
with him.
up
Yeah,
with a vest.
And
And
a
a
ladder.
ladder.
I'll show up.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to show up with my discount Dan robe.
Well,
I-
we showed up in Wichita, Kansas to see Shammy.
Yep, we just
Like,
like
we
we
could go.
popped over and we're like, hey,
Well,
we're gonna
I've
be in
been in
Wichita.
chats
Have
with
dinner.
James and Jeanette to like go down and visit them. I'm like, guys, I just live like 2 hours. And they're like, you need to come down and visit. I'm like, I need to find time.
Go
So I
visit.
think when I come visit you guys, I'll probably make a
There you
quick
go.
pit stop and see them, or I'll see them on the way back. All right.
Love it.
But
Awesome sauce.
that is it for this amazing episode of Chat and Stats. I want to first thank our lovely, lovely guests, Luke Daniels, and of course, Liz and Mia over at Ginger and the Foxes. You guys are amazing as always. I love you both dearly. And Luke, I absolutely love you too. You're freaking amazing.
I love you, bud.
You have done
Aw.
so many books and like blessed these ear holes. So
Oh
like
man.
What?
So I think as payment,
just
then
spit
the
the
next time I
coffee
see you is
everywhere.
going to be hey, if you're going to do the live narrator Olympics, pretty sure you're going to have to wear a leather vest.
Find a
That's
leather
all I'm
vest
now.
saying. Yeah.
all right,
We'll
I'll
have
go
to
find a
find a
leather
leather
vest.
vest for you.
Make my heart, happy.
All right. You know
Oh,
what?
just for the
Then
heart.
I will look, but hey, Liz, Mia, I know you girls can find this kind of thing. Please find me
I think
one.
I own
What
one.
does that even mean? Wait a
I
second.
definitely own a leather vest and leather pants. So
I
Yeah.
have a. Okay, I mean,
I
it's
was meaning
fair,
you have
but
style.
I don't know. I think this
Oh.
is a quest that Richie needs to go on for himself. I think you're
work
a
going to
lot.
just walk into a secondhand store and look for a leather vest that somebody died in and then wear it. And that's exactly it.
All right,
Somebody
I'm going
died in.
as soon as I end this. I'm going to Ross real quick. I'm going to see if I can find one.
Ross.
I hope Ross doesn't have clothes that people died in, but
Well,
maybe.
yeah, I hope
Agreed.
not. We'll find out.
What did you
Awesome.
wherever you get this leather vest from, make sure you pick up some leather chaps as well.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
have
I
a
We'll
was
see.
story
gonna
for
say
that
which
one
frame you're
involving
looking
James
at.
Hunter at Dragon Con. I don't want to talk about that.
Uh,
There was the After Dark
Amazing.
Apocalypse panel, and that was terrifying. But
nice.
this has been Chat and Stats. Joel, do we know what our next episode is going to be yet? Have I told you? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Well, we'll find out. I know next week, I believe on the 11th, Rec will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Chat and Stats YouTube with his little series where he's been interviewing authors. And I believe he will be discussing Ultimate Level 1 with Sean Wilson. So tune in for that one. But once again, Liz, Mia, thank you. Luke, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You have put out so many amazing books, and we can't thank you enough for the work you do in the genre.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I always appreciate. Thank you for listening. That's my saying. Thank you for listening. Until next time, appreciate it.
All right, everyone, have an amazing night, and we will see you next time.
Thanks
care.
for having us.